So go ahead and sit right there. Today we're going to be taking a look at foundations of government, and more specifically, we're going to be taking a look at ideas from previous countries' governments to see how the United States forms our own government. So looking at ideas from other countries, what worked and what didn't, so that we could create our own government when we formed our own nation. Being taken advantage of by the government, nobody had time for that in the early colonial days. That's why we decided to take a look at some of the previous experiences that other countries have had when we decide to set up our government. Take a look. When the Founding Fathers were starting to establish the government that the United States of America would have when we were forming our own nation, they already knew how to do certain things because they were used to making local decisions without the British government around. So they knew they wanted some type of self-government ruled by the people for the people. The next step was just to take a look at what documents or constitutions worked in previous history and see if we could somehow adapt one of those to what we needed. Take a look at our options. So as the United States colonists start to form ideas on shaping their own government, they do look at this idea of limited government. This is a principle that government is restricted in what it can do and that citizens have rights the government can't take away. The idea was originally established in Britain and then later will spread to the colonies. So let's take a look at some landmark English documents that are going to give this brilliant idea to the American colonists.
Everybody had an ocean across the USA, then everybody'd be served like California.
Something as simply as Parliament, creating a group of advisors that slowly take away power from the king. This is an example of limited government in Britain. Hundreds of years before the U.S. colonists started drafting their first constitution, the Magna Carta was created in Great Britain as well. A group of land barons forced King John to sign the document, which established the principle that king's powers is not absolute. It offers trial by jury, due process of law, and it protects from arbitrary taking of life, liberty, or property. Pretty cool. Another historical document the United States colonists used when drafting our Constitution was the Petition of Right. Also looking at limiting the government's power, this allowed Parliament to tell the king he could not raise taxes without the consent or their approval. It also told the king he did not have the right to quarter or house troops in others' homes or to hold people in jail against their will or reason. Great example, and not even 100 years previously. The English Bill of Rights is a document that declared all elections be free, the right to a fair and speedy trial, freedom from excessive bail, and freedom from cruel and unusual punishment. All great ways and examples the U.S. colonists could include other ideas of limiting government in our Constitution.
Oh, that darn paperwork. Wouldn't it be easier if it all just blew away?
So why pay so much attention looking at the history and the foundations of our government? Well, think of it this way. Colonists didn't want our future government to look anything like the tyrannical rule that they had under the British as colonists in the U.S. colonies. So it's important for us to look at our foundations to know what we'd been through and what we were aiming for. Hope you enjoyed the brain food. See you soon.